I got shut down earlier.
We are live.
We are live. And yeah, here we go. Hello, everybody. How's it going? J-Mac here with you tonight. And I'm joined by, three other of my bros right now. Crispy Bacon's the only one not here. I don't know if he's going to be able to sleep tonight after that win for the Cowboys. First time they've won a road playoff game in almost 30 years. Almost 30 years to the day, by the way.
Jesus, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Their first.
Conspiracies.
So today is January 16th, 2023, and the Cowboys' last road win in the playoffs was January 17th, 1993.
So you mean I was 12? Holy crap.
Right? Crispy's never seen that in his whole life, by the way. Think about that.
Right?
It's crazy. Well, Brandon was here. He left. I don't know. He might be having problems, some internet problems. But so tonight I was really torn. I got to say, let me finish introducing everybody. Mess Around is here with us. Mess Around, how's it going tonight, man?
What was that?
Mess Around, how's it going tonight?
I'm good. You know, we had a very productive day off. And a whole lot of nothing, so got a nap in today, and that's always good.
That is always good. That's always good. Sarge, how was your day? I'm sorry, the NFL is rigged. How was your day?
Oh, it was good, watching how the NFL is rigged and how they're saying that the Cowboys won a playoff game in almost 30 straight years. So you got to believe what's happening in the NFL.
All right, Big B, how was your day?
Oh, it was good. My Friday caught a little bit of the game, so it is what it is. Week 12 playoffs is over.
Yeah. Sure is. James Gonzalez says, "Sup, all, James."
James.
What's up to you? Yeah. So let's see. Let's start tonight. So the Cowboys won a playoff game on the road for the first time in almost 30 years to the day. Anyone know who the quarterback was that night for the Cowboys?
Was it Troy Aikman?
Oh, it was Troy Aikman, of course. Yeah. And he got to call the game tonight. I don't know that he should have got to call a Cowboys game. I don't know how I feel about that.
Well, if you remember back when he was working for Fox, that's pretty much all he did was call Cowboy games.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. He did just call Cowboy games. So tonight I was really torn. It was really hard for me to decide who to root for because do I root for Brady? His first losing season in his career. I kind of wanted to see him lose in the first round of the playoffs. But then that means I have to want the Cowboys to win. And, I don't know how I felt about that. And who wants that? So
Brady had a losing season. He was 9-8.
No, they were 8-9. They were 8-9 this year. Yeah,
my bad.
Because they lost to the Falcons.
That's right.
Yeah.
In week 17.
How those 17 games going?
Yeah, right. Exactly. The NFL did this so we wouldn't have a losing team in the playoffs, and there you go.
How'd that work out going?
Right. Big B, what were your thoughts tonight? Who are you rooting for, the Cowboys or the Bucks?
I was rooting for the refs tonight. I didn't want neither team to win. No, I picked the Cowboys. I thought the Cowboys were going to – that defense is scary. So I can't wait for next week's matchup. But I just – I know we can't pick against Tom Brady. But, again, I saw a different Tom Brady all year long. I didn't see the same Tom Brady. So I went with the defense. Dak had a pretty good game. So let's see what week 2 brings.
Sure. Well, let me go around and ask this also. We're saying we see a different Brady, and I saw a different Brady. Do you think, and I'll start with Sarge on this one, do you think that him not having a running game this year really hurt that team?
No, it's because he got divorced. Like, Giselle was the one that kept him going. And honestly, I don't think it was the running game because we had White, who was actually a pretty good backup to when Fournette was down and so forth. And I mean, they had the injuries on the wide receiver side. But
my only point is they almost set the NFL record for the least rushing yards in a season as a team.
Yeah, they ranked dead last in the league in rushing.
Dead last in rushing. So they just didn't have the running game that Brady's used to. Like, he can usually hand it off, 15, 20 times a game and then make the plays when he needs to. But this year, I mean, he set the NFL record. He threw the ball 740 times this year.
For a guy his age, too, that's crazy.
That's insane. He threw the ball 66 times tonight in a playoff game.
Right?
You know how I feel about that? You're like, man, he's been in the league for so long. He can learn how to scramble.
Yeah, it's just never been Brady's game. I mean,
yeah, but when you run a 5.4 40, you're not going to get very far.
Well, so remember last year he just passed 1,000 career yards. It's taken him 23 seasons to run for 1,000 yards in the NFL.
Right? That's insane.
We could 23 years. We could probably run for 1,000 yards.
Justin Fields did that in his second year.
Just saying. Yeah. So think about that. Big B, the question is do you think the biggest downfall for the Buccaneers this year was their NFL worst running game? That didn't help Brady out at all.
Are you with us?
We hear nothing from Big B. So
Yeah, I think I am. I don't know.
There you are.
we got you now.
What's up, guys?
So the question was, do you think the biggest downfall for the Bucs this year was their horrible running game? They ranked last in the NFL in rushing.
Sorry, guys. The internet here the weather's being crazy. Biggest downfall for Brady?
For the Bucs this year, because they were last in the NFL in rushing, do you think that really is what hindered them in the season?
Well, yeah, because if you can't run the ball, I mean, a lot of games we've seen where, yeah, you can win on a passing game, but you're not going to be able to do it week in and week out. You have to have some kind of mix in there. And I think it has a lot to do with the off the field distractions, kind of like Brady's divorce and retirement and stuff.
Big B is filled with so many words. I can't believe it.
I know.
Yeah. Christy's asking a question, guys, so we'll ask that one. Do you think Brady retires after this, or does he move on to join a different team? What's your initial thoughts after this?
Well, first of all, I'm going to get my thoughts on Brady, the rushing attack. I don't think it was rushing attack. I think it was like everybody's saying, the off-the-field stuff. And I think I said it in the chat, the biggest thing was Bruce Arians not being the coach.
I agree. I agree with 100%. So,
as far as Brady retiring, I think he's going to go back to the Patriots. He's going to retire with the Patriots. He's going to play one more year for the Patriots and then retire.
I don't know.
See, he's going to go back to the Patriots, win it all again for the Patriots, and retire right off in the sunset.
Right, exactly.
I say he retires before the Super Bowl if he goes back to the Patriots.
Nope. The NFL is going to make it work somehow.
You're right, because the NFL is rigged.
It is.
Okay, so let's that
After this
segues to
weekend, I'm
no,
at 40.
that's
Go ahead.
fine. We could segue into our next segment with that because we're saying the NFL is rigged, and you're putting it on the fact that the Jaguars came back to beat the Chargers. But I have said this since that game. The Chargers did not play good in that game. They did not play good. They only scored 27 points because they got 4 interceptions, and they had a short field 4 times. And if you look at the 4 times that they had a short field, they scored touchdown, field goal. That's 20 points that they scored on 4 short fields. They scored 1 touchdown and a field goal when they had to go past the 50-yard line. So I don't really think they played that well, to be honest. So
They did
That's
not.
why
They
it's
were
rigged.
gifted. Like you said, they were gifted that field position and the points. They were gifted all that. They didn't do nothing outside of those interceptions.
And hats off to the Jaguars and Trevor Lawrence. And I will tell you this: did anyone at all think that Doug Peterson would do this year 1 in Jacksonville?
No.
I thought he'd win more than 5 games, but because that's a slight improvement of what they did last year. But I didn't think they'd make playoffs.
Oh, yeah, I thought they'd improve, and I figured maybe next year they might knock on the door of the playoffs. But no, I did not see this coming.
Is Doug? Do you think Doug Peterson's job in Jacksonville is he'll basically stay until he has a 2-15 season? He's pretty secure right now, I think, in his job.
Oh, I think
Oh,
he
yeah.
bought himself at least for another 3-4 years. Unless he has a bad season where he goes like 1-17 or whatever.
Is Trevor Lawrence the guy in Jacksonville?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Sunshine? Yes.
Yeah,
He's definitely what they said he was going to be.
I completely agree.
It didn't look like it last year because he had terrible coaching, but man, this year is night and day from last year. He's definitely what they said he was going to be, though.
And he's got a big weapon coming next year, too, so don't forget that.
Oh, Calvin Ridley, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, so you take. Trevor Lawrence made Evan Ingram a star at tight end.
Yeah.
Evan Ingram was the number 1 tight end pickup in fantasy football the last 6 weeks of the season because Trevor Lawrence threw to him all the time.
Right?
And he still had Marvin Jones, who's a solid receiver. He
Yep.
had Christian Kirk, who led the team in receiving yards. No one saw that coming. So he had those 3 guys. And then think about it. Then next year, now he's got the home run hitter, and he's got the guy that can go deep in Calvin Ridley.
Yep.
And that defense. Let's talk about that defense for a minute. Yeah, they gave up 27 points in the first half to LA, but they came out and just obliterated Los Angeles in the second half.
Yeah, but like you said, though, J-Mac, a lot of those were on a short field. I don't think the best defense would have kept a lot of teams out of the end zone or not scoring points on the short field. So they should have
Especially-
good defense. They'll be fine.
Especially when you're playing against a quarterback of like Justin Herbert's stature. He's not going to leave points on the board like that with short field that often.
No, he's not. And so, yeah, they came back. They won that game. They deserved to win that game because they came back and they had all the momentum. But this is why, and Mess Around and I are on the same page on this one. We have been for years. This is why you don't take your foot off the gas.
Yep.
This is why even in the national championship game, Georgia's up by 40, and they're
Yep.
still throwing passes down the field because you don't take your foot off the gas.
Nope. All that does is open up opportunity for the other team to come back.
That's right. And so for me, I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't play video games that much anymore, but when I do play Madden, I'm up 40-7 in the fourth quarter with 6 minutes left, and I'm still throwing the ball into the end zone
Oh, yeah.
There's no way. I'm not losing that game.
Oh, I do that too, but that's only because I want to give our players more stats.
So
Especially
here-
when you create yourself as a quarterback. You want to get yourself more passing yards if you create yourself as a quarterback.
Well, no doubt. No doubt.
So here I got a question for you guys. Is Brock Purdy the answer in San Fran?
Oh, God. You had to bring up that guy.
Oh man,
Oh, Jesus.
no, he's a
No.
product of his team. He's a product of being surrounded by weapons, a good running game, and a great defense.
Look, everyone knows that I'm a Green Bay fan, so I am anti-Chicago on everything. But I will tell you what, if you put Justin Fields on San Francisco and he had CMC in the backfield and he's got Brandon Ayuk at wide receiver,
And
George
Deebo
Kittle.
Samuel,
at Deebo Samuel and George Kittle at tight end and that defense, he's going to go 13-4 in a season. I'm sorry. It just
Well, no, I totally get what you guys are saying. So more of a question: who's the quarterback next year then?
I say you have him and Trey
Lance.
Lance battle out in camp because you're not going to say Trey Lance is done because we wasted a top pick on this guy. It's his third overall pick. You're not just going to throw him away.
it's true.
I got
agree.
that.
Yeah, Jimmy G is going to be gone from the San Francisco 49ers
Yeah.
this season. So the most expensive backup.
No, he'll end up in Las Vegas.
Oh, that's
Oh,
fine. But right now,
you
he
can
was
see
like the
that.
most expensive backup.
Yeah, right now he is, but he'll end up in Las Vegas with Devontae Adams and Darren Waller. He'll end up there. They need defensive help though in Las Vegas because they're atrocious.
Yeah.
But the other game I wanted to talk about, Carr goes across the bridge, is what Chuck Hoffman is saying. Welcome to the show, Coach. We appreciate you. So the other game I wanted to get to, Big B knows where I'm going with this one.
The Vikings.
The Vikings losing to the Giants. And I have a message for a certain somebody who said that the Vikings were the real deal. We tried to tell you all season that the Vikings were frauds. All year.
Even the big Vikings fan himself tried telling you that.
And you didn't believe us. But here we are after the loss. And the Vikings are no longer in the playoffs. They're a fraud.
Yep. You can't go 11-0 in one-score games and expect to be a playoff team.
You can't go what were they 12-5 or 13-4? 13-4 in the season, I believe.
They're
Right?
13-4. They're 11-0 in one-score games. They're 1-4 in games that were decided by one score or more.
Right. And they were a negative. What
Two.
was it? Negative 2 in the point
Yeah.
differential
Yep.
for a 13-4 team.
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty sad. No doubt.
I mean, the whole thing. I mean, if you guys watched the game yesterday, I mean, the Vikings could not get no pressure on the quarterback. Quarterback was running all over. The Vikings and then the Vikings offensive line could stop the Giants' offensive or defensive line. So defense wins games. Vikings didn't have it.
No, offense wins game, defense wins championships.
Oh, yeah, okay.
That's what
Yeah.
I've always.
Well, the thing is they couldn't stop Daniel Jones from running and taking time, where Kurt had to pretty much rush everything. I'm surprised he even got that last pass off for 3 or 4 yards before he was murdered.
For me, I'm surprised he didn't go to the big money guy on that last down to go to Jefferson.
He tried. They're all covered. They covered him well. The Giants defense outplayed the Vikings.
Yeah. Do
And
I
then
do
throwing
I
the ball that short of the 6 on 4th down.
Yeah, I mean, but you. I'm still never going to be for that play. I don't care
No,
if everyone's covered downfield. I would rather throw the ball 30 yards downfield and have it picked off to end the game than to throw a 3-yard out route underneath.
And that is a stupid call because you're 4th and I forgot whatever it was. You tell everybody to go past the first down marker. I mean,
Exactly.
that's plain and simple. Turn, go to the first down marker, and try to get open.
Yeah, that's not a good play call at all.
No,
Not
it
a
wasn't.
good play call.
No.
Kevin O'Connell's a fraud. I
Ah!
don't think he's as good a coach as he put out.
We'll
This
see.
year.
We'll see in year 2. I mean, there's already talk that they're going to fire the defensive coordinator because he was making bad calls. But it's like they didn't make no changes personnel wise on the defensive side. So the defense was all the same. So, we'll see what year 2 brings. I mean, if we go from 13-4 to 500 or less, then yeah, we can, can O'Connell.
I think honestly, what's going to happen is that 11-0 record, 1-score game is going to flip back, and you guys are going to end up 500.
I would not doubt it. Trust me.
Yeah.
I'm not looking forward to next year already for this team unless they make different strides.
Right.
And if they do get rid of the defense coordinator, I hope they go after Lovie Smith.
That'd be a good hire.
It would be a good hire. Lovie Smith is not a great head coach. And I don't mean that by anything that happened in Houston this year, because Houston was a mess.
Yeah, Houston was a mess.
And he went into a bad situation.
And he gets fired for trying to win the last game.
And he gets fired for trying to win the last game. So I take nothing this year is what I'm saying. Lovie Smith is not a good head coach. Lovie Smith is a great coordinator.
Yep.
Absolutely. I would want him to run my defense any year ever.
That's why they're talking about, since he got that number 1 pick for Chicago by winning that game, they're talking about the Bears fans are like all over Twitter and everything. Fire the DC we have now, bring Lovie in as DC.
Yeah, so for me, anyway, Lovie Smith is a great coordinator. He's not a good head coach.
Yep.
And there's some guys that are just like that. Some guys are great coordinators. They're just not good head coaches.
Yep.
Big Fangio is probably another one too.
Absolutely. And I think that Mike McCoy, everyone forgets about that one, but Mike McCoy is a hell of an offensive coordinator. He's the offensive coordinator down in Jacksonville. And he was they were San Diego when he was the head coach, but look at what he's doing down in Jacksonville. So, I mean, he's a great offensive coordinator. He's just not a good head coach. And Todd Bowles is one of those for me. Todd Bowles is not a good head coach, but he's a great defensive coordinator.
Yeah, he's another one.
You can't with Todd Bowles. You cannot. I mean, he was with the Jets. You got to really dive down into the Jets' history and look at all the coaches they have.
Uh-huh.
And only 2 coaches in the Jets' history was above 500. The Jets has been a crappy franchise ever since they ever became a franchise. So that's not Todd Bowles' fault. That's me.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about.
Oh, one thing before we go anywhere else. Tim, how stoked would you be if Sean Payton became the Carolina Panthers coach? Because I hear they're going to interview him.
I really don't know how to take it, because if we do get him, it's going to cost us a few picks in the draft. So I'd rather go off of like Wilkes. He did a pretty decent job as an interim coach. I'll be okay with that. But if Sean Payton's it, I mean, I'll take it for what – I'll just take it.
Okay. Carlos Correa ends up in Minnesota.
What the hell? Did we pick up Minnesota tonight or what? Did I miss the memo?
No, it baffles me. The guy signed. Let's see, what he signed in San Francisco.
31 million or 31 years. What was it, like 891 million total or
something like that?
Yeah.
But he signs in San Francisco. They say in the end, no, we changed our mind. He goes to the Mets. They sign him. Then they go, well, no, this isn't working out. We don't like your physical, so we're not going to sign you. Then, I mean, aren't major league athletic trainers and doctors like? Don't they all look for the same thing? Like, why didn't he work out in San Francisco and New York?
Physical, right? We're talking about one from 4 years ago.
Well,
I know.
That's the whole thing. It's an injury that happened 4 years ago. He had a plate in his foot or ankle. And I'm with J-Mac. Why is it not like a home where all these players go to pass a physical before they sign with these teams. And everybody's got the same information, and they can be like, "Oh, Correa, okay, this is what he's got." Maybe the Twins aren't concerned about it. I don't know, but
I don't know.
He played more than like 60% of the games for the Twins, so I think the Twins were okay with it. But Correa is like a record player; he just gets around.
Yeah.
But the thing is, still hasn't solved pitching. So,
Well, that's true. Does he pitch? No, he doesn't. He does not pitch. All right, let's see. So
I like Greg's comment about mess around.
doubles.
Hey.
My boy mess around looking like a cover band.
No, this is the real Fred Durst right here. It's not mess around.
Yes.
That's Fred Durst. Limp
I
Biscuit.
did it all for the nookie. The nookie.
Shut your face.
Oh God. I'll tell you what, mess around definitely looks like a cover band legend camping. There's and we love that New Year's
Karaoke?
oh God, the karaoke's so great.
Come on. It was awesome.
It was awesome. That's what I'm trying to say. It was awesome. It was great. Let's see.
And the fact that it never got pulled, they never copyright. I didn't get a message about that for once.
that's good.
Right. So I'm gonna step off camera for a second. I'll be right back. I have something to show you guys. I have something to show all the fans.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Do we want to see it?
Oh, yeah.
For some reason, dude, on my screen, my frame is froze. I'm not
Yeah,
moving
you're
at all.
froze, dude.
I know.
You're
Like
froze on our
gotta
side too, man. You're froze on
That's
our
just-
side too. That's all I'm saying.
Share
That's
cover
what-
level
You
for
can
your
still
new
hear
CD.
me, right? Obviously.
Yeah.
Well, we could hear you. Yeah.
That's weird. That's weird because, yeah.
If
We
you
just
think
see
about
your-
it, it's his new album that's coming out. So
It's your new
his
album cover.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So, to get fans engaged here in the show a little more, who do you think will win between the Dallas Cowboys and San Francisco 49ers and San Francisco 49ers? Next.
I hope the Niners win, yeah.
I'm taking the Cowboys because I think Parsons is going to make Purdy look Mr. Relevant.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm sure
the
they'll
new
be fine.
kicker for the Cowboys is Jerry Jones. So
Yeah. I'm sure Jerry Jones was like going around the stadium. Can you kick? Can you kick? Can you kick?
Right?
Brady, can you kick?
Right. So I found these at the store the other night. I ended up getting them really cheap. I won't tell you the price, but I got some stuff. We're gonna start giving us some stuff away on the show because I think that we're gonna call it. We're gonna call it. We'll call it a seg. We're gonna give it a name, a segment. We're gonna give it a name.
I win.
I win, right?
That's the game that my wife and I play. I mean, like we play board game and everything, and she wins every single time, and she's like, "Oh, it's the game I win."
Does it take longer than 2 minutes?
Oh yeah. Anyway, so we're gonna call it stuff from the bag. There we go.
Stuff from the bag.
Stuff from the bag. So if you're watching right now and you're gonna have a chance to win some stuff, but I'll tell you, we got to come up with a way to make this happen, a fair way for all the fans to make this happen. Here's what we're gonna do. They're going to pick one person on the show, one panelist, not me, of the other three, and that person gets one trivia question, okay? And
Oh, this is like the segment on the on the Bone Show. Huh?
sure is. And if the panelist gets the answer correct, they win the prize. If they don't, we save it for the next show, and they get a chance to win it the next time. So
Bobby Bone Show.
what I got is some beer koozies. On the front, it's red, white, and blue. On the back, it says Sweet Land of Liberty. So 4th of July beer koozies, and we also have an AirPods case.
Oh, okay.
AirPods.
AirPods case. Yeah, comes with a little carabiner on the bottom to hold it up there. So you'd win one of each of those. Sarge
didn't want to be picked. He dipped out.
Sarge didn't want to be picked. So
Yeah.
if you're watching right now, it looks like we got Chardol and Greg both still in the chat. I see a few people are watching. So if you're watching right now, throw a comment in there. Pick between Mess Around and Big B on who gets asked the trivia question to see if you win the prize tonight. And so we'll come up with a good trivia question for that. In the meantime, while we're waiting for that to develop, let's talk a little bit about the Oregon Cougars. Chardol says Big B, so Big B, you'll get a chance here in a minute. That'll be our next segment.
All right.
But let's talk about the Oregon Cougars for a minute. You guys still excited for the season?
Oh,
I mean,
can't wait.
It's a few months away now. Next month, don't forget, in the middle of next month, we're going to debut. It's going to be a debut episode of In the Den with the Cougars. And
I like it.
we're going to have all kinds of stuff on that show. It's going to be all Cougars all the time. Thoughts on Steph Curry dropping 41 on the Bulls? Dude,
He
Yeah,
should have dropped
did he win?
45.
Did he win? No, he did not. Ha!
I
Stuck
mean-
on that, Curry.
it's the NBA now, dude. Like 41 is nothing. I'm just saying.
He should have dropped more.
Sorry, he still didn't win the game, so that doesn't matter. Who cares?
And how-
Did he win? No, he did not.
My question on that would be, how many of those were threes? Like it's
Oh.
not even impressive to me anymore, honestly, when a guy drops 40. Now 70, that was an accomplishment. Like that was something. But 40 is Dollar Tree Overstock. I'm going with Mess Around, looking like a cross between Poison's lead singer and the Ben Affleck irritated with a
Bret
cigarette in
Michaels?
his hand. Mean Da Bears. Warriors won 127-118. He said he meant the Wizards, not the Bulls. Okay, well,
Okay, whatever.
don't
Yeah.
come up here asking stuff if you don't have the facts. We don't deal with that. So, Big B, your question for
All right.
Chardol to win. Your question would be, in the category of life. Music could be pretty much anything, right?
Okay.
Okay. So, in the question of life, in the category of life, not the question of life, we don't even know what the question of life is. We don't know what the answer to life is, that's for sure. We got to get you a good question. So, what car did James Bond drive in the movie Goldfinger?
Ooh. It's been a while since I've seen that movie. Good go. I'm gonna go Porsche.
No, Chardol actually got the question correct, but because his panelists didn't get it right, I can't give him the prize. That's the way the game
Aston
works.
Martin. What the fuck kind of car is that?
It's an Aston
That's what I'm
Martin.
saying.
It's an Aston Martin. Look up an Aston Martin.
Okay, I will.
You won't be impressed with a Porsche anymore. That's all I'm
Okay.
saying.
Uh,
Sorry, Turtle.
So Greg went with, let's see if we can get Greg something. He went
right.
with Mess Around.
all right, let's see what we got here. Let's see it. Greg, I'll try not to let you down. Since you're the one that gave me my nickname.
Right.
You mean it wasn't because you faked the same guy out twice on the same football play?
No, that wasn't it.
Oh, okay.
No, that wasn't it. That was not it. Could have been, but it
Could
wasn't.
have been, but it's not.
All right, mess around. Here you go for the win.
For the win.
Who was charged in 1969
Oh, God.
for exposing himself on a stage in Miami?
Oh, my
we
God.
had
We
it.
had this question last week.
Yes, we did.
It was the guy from the Doors.
And his name is?
Jim Morrison.
Very good. You got it. It is Jim Morrison.
Told you I would not let you down, Greg.
Big B, apparently you're funny.
Oh, I know.
Jeremy
I get told
Chardon.
that a lot. Funny looking, funny haha, all that fun stuff.
Right? I think Chardon's your biggest fan, man.
Right?
He's always coming on and saying great stuff about you.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
I don't either.
Yeah. We love you, man.
Well, oh yeah, for sure.
So you got off tech. What are we talking Oregon Cougar for?
No, just Oregon Cougars. I mean, their season's coming up. We can't wait. It's the professional team that we follow. It's the
That's
professional
what I
team
was saying. You
that
should
we
do stand-up.
cover. Stand up. We should have. You know what? That's a great idea. Actually, Chardol, I have to say that might be the best idea you've ever had. We should have a stand-up night. We should have a coast-to-coast stand-up night. How great would that be?
Well, it's a good thing that we're on like the internet, so we can have tomatoes thrown at us because it would be that bad.
I don't know. I think if you used real life situations, actually, you could make stuff funny. You know what I'm saying?
We can
And if
talk
you
about
like retail, gas stations, fast food, you got a lot of ammunition.
you're not kidding. If you're talking about mine and J-Mac and Ace's experience working in group homes,
Oh man. You can't tell me that.
right? We got stuff that would crack you up, that would have you, good
I have rights.
stuff.
And a half a left, motherfucker.
Right?
Yeah. Definitely. Big B would be a professional stand-up comedian. Let's not go that far.
Let's not go that far.
I'm glad you have confidence. You haven't even heard anything yet.
But more than just our experiences in the group home, we could have a ton of fun doing stand-up just on the fact that we all have kids
That too.
and we all are in committed relationships. Do you know how
Well-
funny that would be?
Oh, jeez.
Well, most of us.
Well, most of us.
Well, we
What the
know
hell are
you're
you
in a
talking
committed
about?
relationship. Might not be with, your significant other. Might be just being committed. I mean,
I'm committed to taking a nap every day.
Right? I think we all could get on that train and take a nap every day.
Oh, it's so great because when you were a kid, you used to fight it and hate taking naps, but now that I'm older,
You want them all
you have to
back.
fight me not to take a nap.
Right, you want them all back. I get that for sure. Oh, and the older you get, like I don't even know, Like the other night, I remember I was really tired, and I went in and I told the girls, I'm like, "Hey, I'm going to bed," and they look at their clocks and they're like, "It's 9:15." And I'm like, "Yeah, but I'm tired."
I know. Yesterday, normally I work, but I took off a holiday, and got home from watching the Viking at a friend's house, and next thing I know, me and my son were watching. I can't remember what we were watching. I think a movie, and I dozed off in the chair. He's on the couch sleeping. I wake up and it's like 9:45. I'm just like, what?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what I realized the last few days? The older I get, I'm with James on little things pissing me off. The older I
Yes.
get, do you know what I can take less and less every day? Crying and whining, man. You go to a place and there's
God,
kids
yeah.
crying and whining, and you're like, will you shut that kid the hell up?
Nope.
Like, I can't even take it anymore.
Nope.
I'm with my brother Nick on this. We'd be in a store, right, and there'd be a kid crying. He's like, "Somebody shut that fucking baby up." And I'm like, "Nick, you can't say that." He's like, "I just
Well,
did."
I just did. Yeah.
Well, and it's just, it's even the working or lack of working, people just don't want to work anymore. It's just like, how do you expect to get around in life? But more and more you get older, the little things just bug the heck out of me.
Oh yeah. We're talking little things. Things that a normal human, it probably wouldn't bother them, but it bothers me. It really does.
People that smack their food is like really my top annoying thing that really gets me.
That's
I cannot
one.
stand when people smack their food.
Big B brought up one that I've actually dealt with at work lately, and it's like we all have these goals that we have to meet, right? And
Yeah.
I don't understand why people don't want to meet their goals. And then they don't. And then they get asked why they don't. And then they make excuses, but they don't work towards those goals. And it actually pisses me off. Even though I'm the one that's like, I'm making my stuff. And so like that makes me more money. And I should just be happy about the fact that they're allowing me to make more money. But it pisses me off that they don't want to do their job.
Well,
You're right.
J-Mac, you work in a different field now, but I mean, just in a normal job, everybody wants that extra money but don't want to do anything. And then when you ask them to take on some responsibility, what am I going to get paid? How much more am I going to get for this? It's just like, how about you earn it? Let's see what you can do, and then we'll talk about it. I mean,
pretty much.
Well, then on the flip side of that, you got players that expect you guys to work harder and do this and that, but you're only paying a minimum wage. You want minimum wage, you're going to get minimum wage, effort.
Yeah.
You pay a minimum wage, you're going to get minimum wage work.
No, I agree with that. But I also don't think that you hand out money for free. So I'm definitely with Big B on. Now, I do think everyone should make a livable wage. I'm not disagreeing with that. But I do think that, say you go to your boss and you ask him for a $2 an hour raise because you think you deserve it. I'm all for your boss asking you, okay, I'll consider it, but what are you going to do to earn that $2?
Right.
I'm not just going to give it to you. Tell me what you're going to do to bring in more business for the company or whatever to earn that $2 an hour.
and the thing is minimum wage is what now? I mean,
Here it's $12.45 or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like it's $7-8 like when we were younger. I mean, it's 12. I
You
mean,
kidding me? When I started working, it was like $4.25 has been minimum wage when I started working.
Yeah, something like that. But everybody thinks minimum wage is garbage. It's like, hey, that's $12. I mean, most jobs around where I work start off no less than $17 an hour.
True. True story. Yep. No, I agree with that.
I just don't understand how people don't want to work.
$4.25 an hour. That's insane to think. From where I was when I was a kid to now, minimum wage is almost twice what I was when I was started out.
My first job was at 7-Eleven sweeping the parking lot. When I was 14, I believe, when I got that job. I made $6.15 an hour, and I thought I was rich.
Oh, yeah.
Because I worked 10 to 12 hours a week.
Well, that's the thing is when you're a kid and you're in that mindset, I mean, yeah, you think getting just that 10, 12 hours a week, you're making bank, you can do whatever you want until, once you're an adult and you're like, oh, now I got to pay for a phone, now I got to pay for rent, now I got to pay for car insurance.
Groceries, the list goes on and on.
I mean, we all got kids. I mean, most of our kids is like, ooh, I got $5 today for doing this or whatever. I mean, that's the
5.
yeah.
Well, I know J-Mac's oldest is working, my oldest is working, and they're just now starting to understand the value of money and like where it goes and how fast it goes once you get paid.
Yep.
A Big B, you're being asked to shave off your beard. Just thought I'd let you know that.
You can get my wife to agree with that one, Chardell, and I will do it.
Yeah, that'd be about the same for me. You can't. You're not going to get her to agree, so it's that's not going to happen. Anyway,
And that's one thing. You talk about pet peeves. That's pet peeve of mine is not being able to shave when I want to.
Oh, I do
It's
whatever I
my
want.
face. It grows back. It's just like, yeah, no, I don't want it.
The only thing is when I shave everything off, she's like, I hate when you shave it off because you look like a little boy.
Yeah.
but Big B. Speaking of that, there's a lot of things that we want to do that we can't do anymore.
Yep. And why is that, J-Mac?
Why is it?
Because of P rules.
I know it's the biggest problem in the world, man.
You must not have a girlfriend, Jordan.
Yeah, you must not. Or a boyfriend. I mean, it is 2023. We have to make sure that we throw that in there too. But yeah, it's because you could say people can say whatever they want. They could say you're whipped. They could say you're whatever. But
They got
they
the
don't
power.
they don't understand until they're in that situation. Tanner
What up,
McLean is on here. What?
Tanner's
You
awesome.
wanna-
He's a stud.
You want to talk about a guy that's fucking nuts. You talk about Tanner McLean.
Right?
I'm just saying. Could you imagine if that guy went camping with us? Oh my god.
Oh my God, we get that gig so messed up.
Oh man. Big B should manscape. All right, look, Chardol. We don't bring that stuff up on this show.
Yeah,
No, we're not doing that.
We don't bring that stuff up. It was funny. We went down. My daughter turned 12 yesterday, and so we went down to her party, which is a couple hours away. And on the way there, the girls who are now 18 and almost 16 were asking us questions about life, differences between men, women, all that stuff. And they said one of the biggest differences between men and women is men most of the time don't know how to hold a grudge. Where women, I mean, I've walked into a restaurant before, and tell me if you've been here. You walk into a restaurant and she looks over and she's like, "Oh my God, that bitch is here."
Yeah, yep.
And you're like, "Wait, what's the story behind this?" Well, 4 years ago, and I'm like, "Are you kidding me right now? 4 years ago?" 4 years ago? I don't remember what a guy did to me 4 days ago.
Well, and the thing is, it's not that the guys have grudges. Like J-Mac said, we don't care. I mean, we probably
Yeah, here's the difference between men and women when it comes to that regard. Girls, they'll hold grudges forever. They won't do anything about it. Guys, they'll punch each other in the face, go have a drink,
That's
have a beer
exactly
together
it.
afterwards, and be friends.
It's over. It's over.
Yep.
That's the I've never understood that, and I tried to, but that's the thing with guys. Like the three of us could have a disagreement right now, and then we would take care of it however we needed to. And if it's a guy you don't really like much, you mess around, hit it right on the head. You're gonna walk over there, you're gonna punch him in the face, you're gonna help him up off the ground and go, "Want to go get a beer?" And then it's over. Like you're done. There's nothing else that needs to be said. Nothing else that needs to be done.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
Because it's over. But it's also because we have bro code, and if you follow your life by the bro code, we all know what bro code rule number 1 is: bros before hoes. And all women think that that's a bad, like, you call us all hoes. Well, the reason for that is because your bros are going to be your bros till the end, and hoes come and go. That's the reason behind that rule. Chardol wants to know, Big B, if you like vodka or tequila.
vodka.
Yeah,
Man,
I
this
agree.
guy's got a man crush on you or
I
something.
guess.
Vodka. I agree with that also. I agree with vodka.
Yeah, my drink of choice when I turned 21 was a screwdriver. After that, I had a hard time drinking orange juice for about almost a half a year.
The one drink that I can never do because it's the first thing I ever got drunk off of is Black Velvet. Never again.
God. You know what I can't drink? I can't drink Hennessy. So we went to White Cedar Days. Mess around knows what White Cedar Days is. Basically, Big B, it's this big redneck fest in the middle of nowhere where you play softball and get drunk all weekend. That's
Okay.
the entire weekend, okay? And it's so redneck, all right, that the events that they have are like calf roping and all rodeo stuff and logging stuff. That's how redneck it is. Anyway, so we went one year, and Tanner knows what that is because he was with us. That's when I found out how nuts he was. Anyway, we started drinking Hennessy. Like, I'm going with this guy shot for shot with Hennessy. And we got about 6-7 shots in, and I don't remember anything from that night. Now, there is video evidence of what happened that night, but I don't remember any of it to this day. And apparently that is me speaking like Steve Irwin all night and like oh crikey, here he comes, mate. He's pissed off.
That's like camping after taking that freaking Jaeger and 2 pulls, the whole fifth of that. I don't remember punching Adam in the dick that night. I do not remember that part.
Yeah, that happened. That happened. We get pretty wild. And Chris, we got to remind Chris of this on Friday. He said he's going to fly in and go camping with us this year. So,
Woohoo!
yeah. And Tanner tells a good story because I remember that. Stumbling my way across the parking lot in front of the Oregon State Police mobile drunk tank. Who could forget? But the part he didn't say in there though was that Tanner, when he starts drinking, and I'm saying when he's nuts, he like loses. Something goes wrong. That like the wires get crossed. So not only is he stumbling his way across the parking lot in front of the mobile drunk tank, he's sitting there like, yeah, you pigs can't do nothing. Yeah, you can't do anything. Yeah. The working man is going to be the camping man. Well, yeah, for sure. And Tim, that's extended to you, man. Anyone can fly in and go camping with us. I don't care. The more the merrier. We own that campground when we're there. They don't come and bother us because we camp all the way at the end, away from everyone else. So they leave us alone. Yeah, and Mess Around's gone now. So it's just Big B and I. So I think we will. Would you guys ever get drunk? Chardol, we've been drunk many times.
Do we feel it different than we did when we were at 21? Of course we do.
Of course we do. You know, there was a Family Feud question where Steve Harvey asked, how many nights in a row can you party? And some guy answered like 4. And it actually made me be like, dude, I would die if I partied 4 nights in a row. No, I cannot send you the StreamYard link, Chardol. That is not going to happen. No offense to you, man, but this show is kind of sacred, and we only allow certain people on here. Drunk is a young man's game, is what Tim Hendricks says, and I agree with him. Drunk is a young man's game, for sure. However, camping comes around, and then I act like a young man again, and happens.
Oh yeah, we all do when that one moment comes, and try to live out those younger days, and definitely pay for it the next day.
Definitely. We're gonna let Mess Around back on here so we can get final thoughts as we go around the room. Let's get final thoughts. We'll start with you, Big B.
It's always great to interact with people. Keep checking out C2C. Tomorrow we will not be doing C2C Rankum. I got something that I could not move, but we will do it on Wednesday at the same bat time at 9 o'clock Central.
Real quick off the top of your head, your top 5 stand-up comedians.
Cool. Eddie Murphy, Jeff Foxworthy, Jeff Dunham. That's probably my top 3. A lot of them are past now. I never got to see them.
Top 3.
Fluffy for sure is up there.
That works. Messera.
Yeah, you can finally see me. I'm not pro, so hey, there's that. Thanks for watching, everybody. Good to be back on. Love being on the show. It's my favorite show to be on, and therapy for all of us. And yeah, just keep watching for good things come from C2C.
For sure. Lots coming. And this is J-Mac for Mess Around and Double Dirty Big B. Just let's not forget, the Oregon Cougar season coming up kicks off April 22nd in Seattle. We will be there live with you.
Yes,
don't
we
forget to
will.
watch that. It's going to be some great time. We got some other stuff coming up that we're going to cover. Tim Hendricks says Eddie Murphy, Jeff Foxworthy, Joe Coy, Fluffy, and Robin Williams. Robin Williams was great if you watch his old stuff, by the way. He was amazing. Anyway, but I want to thank everyone for watching and listening. However you get this show, we appreciate you so much. Lifelong dreams being lived in front of your very eyes. We couldn't do it without you. And the last thing is, that's right, we'll see you all on